The problem with domestic violence, it's one, because it's an intimate partner violence, which encompasses a spectrum of abusive behaviors perpetrated by one person in a domestic relationship towards another. So it gets so confusing the following morning when the person who abuses you tells you that they love you. You begin to wonder, how do they love me and yet they abuse me? So this is what happened. The case that we are going to be dealing with is one of domestic violence, which was presided by Judge Molochwa in the Pretoria High Court under case number CC 49 of 2023. So evidence on record, which was adduced before Judge Molochwa, here's it that the accused person on the day in question, he had driven straight to the workplace of the wife. And when he got there, he was actually looking for the boss of the wife because he suspected that the wife was in an extramarital relationship with the boss. And he had previously called the boss of the wife and told the boss that, please stay away from my wife. And to his annoyance, the boss had responded by saying he was not willing to stop that relationship anytime soon. So when he got to the workplace of the wife, he did not find the boss, and he was told that the boss had not reported for work. So what he did is he drove straight to Vanderbilt Park, where the wife was now staying. The wife had left their home in Pretoria, and he had called the husband and told the husband that she was not going to come back because the husband was very abusive, and she was going to look for a new school for their two daughters who were aged 13 and 14. And the husband had told the wife that if she was going to do that, the kids were not going to go to school. They were going to attend school in their grave. And the wife had gone straight to get a protection order because she feared for her life, and the husband had threatened her several times. According to the affidavit that was read, that was used by the wife to apply for a protection order, it was stated that the wife had indicated that she feared for her life and the husband was very abusive. The husband was always assaulting her in front of the kids. And the other day, the husband had brought a firearm and she had come with friends, and the wife had to run and lock herself in the bedroom because the husband was very abusive. So when the wife saw the husband parked behind her, she drove straight to the police station. And when she got to the police station, it is assumed that she took out her phone because she wanted to record the evidence of violation of a protection order. Then the husband got out of his car, went straight to the car of the wife, and fired 4 shots into the skull of the wife, to such an extent that the wife sustained intracranial bleeding, according to the post-mortem report. So the husband was arrested right at the police station. In other words, he was caught red-handed. And when he was arraigned before Judge Molochwa, the husband tried to invoke the provisions of Section 28 of the Constitution, that he was now the sole breadwinner and he had minor children, and it was in the best interest of the children that he be given a lighter sentence and that he should not stay in prison for long. But Judge Molochwa was having none of it. And he even cited and quoted State versus Mudau. As soon as he quoted State versus Mudau, the counsel or the advocate Maluleka, who was defending the accused person, knew what was coming, that a minimum sentence was coming, because State versus Mudau makes it clear that domestic violence is rife in our courts. In most circuits that are set, it is the issues of domestic violence where a spouse or a partner kills each other, and the court should not be lenient when it comes to issues of domestic violence. So he knew very well what was coming in for his client. And he tried to mitigate, and he even raised that the husband was very remorseful because he had paid 32,500 for funeral expenses, and he had transported people from Eastern Cape to come and bury the wife. So the husband was remorseful. But Judge Molochwa, in his sentence, he addressed that issue and said, no, that was not the case. Actually, the husband should have given the mother-in-law, his mother-in-law or the maternal mother, that amount, because she is now the one who is staying with the kids. Even when the wife died, the kids were already staying with their maternal grandmother. So the husband, instead of spending so much on the funeral expenses, he should have at least given the grandmother to look after the kids. And he was going to go for a length period, because what he did, according to Judge Molochwa, was very disrespectful of the authorities, and that was the most contempt of court he had never seen in his entire life. That someone disrespects the authorities and shoots a person in front of the police station. And he did not understand why the accused had taken it to the extreme, to such an extent that the wife had moved out of the house from Pretoria, went back to stay with her mother just because she feared for her life. The wife had gone to the extent of getting a protection order because she feared for her life. And the wife had even driven straight to the police station because she wanted to protect her life. But the